Welcome back to Monday Morning Coffee with Joel. I'm here with Andrew Shipley with Radon Plus, and today we're talking about radon. Hey, Andrew, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. The first question today is, what is radon and what do we need to know about it?
Radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that's from the decomposition of uranium that changes into a radon gas.
Okay. And so why is that important for homeowners to know? And if someone is working with me and they're buying a house or I'm selling a house, what should we know when it comes to that?
Well, radon is the number one cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. And the one thing that you should know about it is it's in all homes. So everyone has it in their home.
Okay, that's interesting to know. A lot of people think that it's only in some houses. So I guess we probably should clarify, what is a safe amount of radon and what should we do about this?
Technically, there's no safe amount of radon gas. But just as a little comparison, the outside air is roughly 10 to 15 becquerels per cubic meter of radon.
Okay.
So it's naturally everywhere. But in homes, it can concentrate to very unsafe levels.
Okay. So how do we know? How do we know what radon level is in our homes?
So there's a couple different ways of testing. There's long-term testing and there's short-term testing.
Okay.
Short-term testing, we can use electronic monitor. We plug it in, we let it run for 4 days, and it'll give us a graph, an hour-by-hour measurement of radon gas, and also it'll give us our average.
Okay. So it looks like you brought a few things with you today, and I believe these are testing devices. Maybe you could show the viewers what these are.
Sure. So this here, like I was mentioning this a minute ago, is a short-term, it's actually an electronic monitor. It's a continuous radon monitor.
Okay.
So you can actually do short-term measurements or long-term with it. Okay. And it'll give you a digital number up here, exactly what the radon levels are in the room or the building at this time, exactly this time. The longer you leave it, obviously the longer or the better the results will be over the long term.
Okay.
But what they are, when you see that number, that's what's actually in the room at the time.
At the present time. Okay, and what do we have here?
And this here is another radon test kit. This one here is a long-term test kit.
Okay.
You leave these in your home for a minimum of 90 days, up to a year, but 90 days is sufficient enough to get a good average for the year. Okay, so it's recommended to leave it at least 90 days. When that time's up, a certified person like myself will pick it up, retrieve it, send it to a lab for analysis, and go over it with you with the results.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is we can do a short-term test, maybe just to see what current levels are. But the best thing for us to do is to do a 90-day test and then have those results analyzed. Okay, let's say that the results exceed the criteria.
Right.
So what do we do then?
So radon is very easy to fix in homes. Like I mentioned, every house has radon in it, but if you do have high levels of radon, it's very easy to fix. So basically, it's called a subslab depressurization system.
Okay.
Essentially, it's a system that creates a vacuum, a suction, underneath the slab of your home. So it's creating a vacuum underneath the cement floor of your home, drawing the radon gas to the radon suction fan, and exhausting it to the exterior of the home.
Okay. That doesn't sound cheap.
It's actually a good price.
Okay.
It's actually not bad at all.
Okay.
Obviously money's important to everybody, and some things might be more expensive to somebody than to somebody else. But an average radon mitigation system runs you around $2,100. And yes, they can become more complex, just depending on the house, depending on the soil type, a lot of different factors.
Okay.
But basically, the average starts out around $2,100, up towards $4,000, $4,500. Okay. But the average cost is around $2,100.
Sounds good. And can we really put a price on our health and our lung health? I don't think so.
Exactly. It's cheap insurance for your health.
Right. And I think that underscores that it's for peace of mind as well, right?
Exactly.
So I see here that you brought one other item, and what can you tell me about what's in this bag here?
So what's in this bag? It's a radon test kit. It's actually a kit that comes with everything that you need to test your home. It's a long-term test kit.
Okay.
And it comes with your shipping and the analysis fee for the lab. Okay. So all you do is, like I mentioned earlier, leave this test kit out for 90 days, put it in the sealed bag that it comes in, send it to the lab, and that's all there is to it. And these are $60 plus tax.
Okay.
And you can either purchase them through me, or you can purchase them through the NB Lung.
Okay.
NB Lung is a great organization.
Okay.
And you can get them directly from them also as well.
Wonderful. Next, I want to talk about how radon testing can be incorporated into a purchase and sale agreement and how it can affect the purchase or sale of a home.
Right. It really shouldn't have any effect on the sale or purchase of a home. It should be the same thing as doing a home inspection. It should be just part of that process, just as easy as that. So it shouldn't affect the buying or selling of a home at all.
Right, I would agree with that. We, as a common practice, we need to do a water test, we get insurance on our homes, we do a home inspection. Radon testing should just be one of those other things that we can add to the sale of the house. And if there is levels of radon detected that aren't acceptable to the criteria, there's mitigation systems that are fairly easy and fairly inexpensive to install.
Exactly.
That's what you need to know, folks, about home ownership. If you're thinking of buying or selling, or you have an existing home and you want to have more information, I will put the information about Radon Plus below in this video. And just before we leave, was there anything else you wanted to share, or anything else we should know?
One thing is, like I mentioned before, we all have it. It's easy to test for, and with a system in a home, it just makes that home that much healthier and safer than the one without.
Right. So if you're thinking of selling and you've done this testing already, it is a great selling feature.
And also, test today for a healthy tomorrow.
I like that. Test today for a healthy tomorrow. On that note, thank you for watching and keep being awesome.